drop the link and everything in the Wednesday, in the winning our WWT, whichever one you are in, drop it in there because I could barely keep up with just reminding my people like, hey, y'all need to get on. All right. Oh, I guess we are live. Okay. I'm gonna make sure. All right, let's keep this party moving. Okay. Oh, yep, it's live streaming. Okay. If you didn't get that link,
I'm just getting home. This is Miss Val. So once I get home and transfer over to my computer, I'm going to ask if you guys can drop it in again.
Okay, I'm dropping it again. I'm dropping it now.
Well, I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Okay.
Okay.
I got
thanks.
you. All right, everybody. If someone can drop that link repeatedly, co-host in the chat, because I see new people coming in and you know they can't see it, help them out. Again, the link in the chat is for Travel Joy, 7-day trial, $15 for the first 3 months. After that, then it is originally $30, but you can join a team and it's only $10. And it's the best $10 investment you can possibly have. So www Travel Joy the link is there. That's where we're about to go. Before we get started, I'm gonna do something different because I know some people might already have some questions. So let's go ahead and ask some questions so I can go and prepare and still be talking the questions as I am doing, sharing my screen and stuff like that. So does anybody got any questions right off the bat?
I have one. This is Erica. I noticed that when you are doing a group booking page, that now you can go by, and I guess I may have overlooked it, but now I noticed instead of you doing it per person, like for a cruise or a cabin, you can go, instead of per person, you could do it per room instead. Is that something new and I overlooked it, or or is it really just something new that just showed up?
You could always where am I? Hold on, y'all. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you could always do per room and per person. But thank you, Erica, because it's the little things like that people overlook.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing it. So yes, and we'll go in and we'll see, you guys will see what she's talking about. All right, here we go. I can see you, you can see me. And I thought I was screen sharing, but
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for the Bali trip, have you gotten any prices or anything yet for that trip, or
no? We're still working it.
Okay, thank you.
Which is rightfully so, because y'all know that's about let's see, 12. When I sent it to him in November of last year. So we was way out already a year, I think 18 months. But you know me, that's a good thing. So it's really the hotels that they're trying to get that locked in price for, basically. That's what they're working on. Thank you, Z, for asking the question. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So here is Travel Joy. We are streaming on YouTube, so don't worry if you miss something and you are lost in the sauce. You can go back and you can go to my YouTube, which is Ultimate Sky Travel, and you can find the latest and greatest because it'll be on top. Okay. And now from this point on, all questions Travel Joy related on what we are covering, or if you have an aha moment on a trip or something you have done, Travel Joy related, you can ask that question. So here is your dashboard, the basic 101 for Travel Joy. When you start putting in trips, playing with this is where everything is going to go. So it gives you an overview, like your back office in IntelliTravel, so you can kind of see what's what, right? Here also, it gives you a shortcut and it allows you to do things like from the dashboard, which was not the case in the beginning. So from here, you can actually go into send a form, send an invoice, create a proposal without even hitting that plus button in the top left-hand corner right here that says trip, group, or client, right? So that is something that is pretty cool and good. It's just more than one way to skin a cat, right? So with that, there has been an update to Travel Joy in reference to direct payments. When you, let's used to say, before this update happened, you could have, when you go in and put your bank account information in, and you didn't, or let's say you put your bank account information in and you received the payment, and then the payment, you didn't have your group funds connected or turned on yet, then that payment would go straight to your bank account. Now, how many of you know that is taboo? Taboo, 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 taboo. Compliance with IntelliTravel will not allow you to what? Put money in your bank account, right? That's a no-go. But that was an option that Travel Joy had on the platform. Well, you know, as you learn, you grow, right? And some people probably did some things, so they made some adjustments and some corrections. You no longer, you might get this little tab that says update now, switch over to the new direct payment. And everything's the same. And you're like, well, what's the difference? The difference is you can no longer have any kind of monies received going to direct to your bank account. Yay! It's gonna already keep you out of trouble. Woo! If for some strange reason you say you have to, or you already paid the supplier for some strange reason or something happened, I don't know, I don't ask no questions. But if that happened to happen, you're gonna have to do some verification and some justification to Travel Joy, meaning sending in invoices. They're gonna have to look at it first just to make sure you stay in compliance. They're just not going to send you any money to put into your direct bank account. But everything else is the same. So basically everybody, lottie-dottie everybody, from this point on, all your monies will be going to that virtual card, the little holding zone, like in the hole, right? So be cognizant of that and actually be grateful that they did it, because it's going to keep you not ever really getting in trouble with compliance for receiving monies directly to your bank account. Does anyone have any questions or not understand that? Okay.
I have one. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the new direct payments and the group funds, if you turn on trip group funds, is that the same process to pull those funds off of there as when you had the virtual cards from the group funds? So will you get like, you know how you can only use the virtual cards twice, I think it is, if I remember correctly. Is that the same process with the new direct payments if you move it to that type of payment system, then you just use the virtual cards to make the transaction to the supplier?
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
And you can only use it for one time. Now, if it lets you do it for twice, that's a mistake. They only want it to be used one time. I've used it like twice. My supplier got it to run through twice, and it was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. So one time is what it is. But yes, Erica, that's correct. It'll remain the same. All right. So now that we got that, this is where your dashboard is. And now we're going to go in and you can create a trip, right? When you create a trip, you can do trip, you can do group, or you can do client. If you hit trip, it's going to look like this. It's going to say primary traveler primary traveler, and then you can put the primary traveler in, put the name of the group in, and then you can create a trip. If you hit plus sign and you hit group, it's gonna look the same way. So then people say, well, what's the difference? The difference is the number of people. If you have 4 or more in Travel Joy, I think it's 4 or more, 4 or 6 or something like that. I think it's 4. 4 or more, they're gonna say a pop-up is gonna come. Are you sure you don't wanna make this a group trip? Because that's Travel Joy's requirement. Like at a certain point, they're like, you might wanna convert this on over to a group versus a fit, an individual. And it'll pop it up for you and it will let you know. If you have create a client, this means you don't have, you have the, let's just say the client information sheet. A lot of you probably have all of those, right? And they're on black and white copies. And now you want to automate, you want to put it in the system, right? You want to make it go update your CRM. So then you can hit the plus, and now the only thing that comes up is you putting in the information from your client from that authorization form you got. Or if you did a travel party, or if you did a pop-up or whatever, and you got names and emails and you want to put them in your CRM system, then as long as you have the first name and an email, boom, you hit save. Now you have that client information in your CRM system. Isn't that lovely? So you have 3 ways that you can create different, 3 types of ways you can use that create button for. So when you create a trip, it's going to look like this. Trip, hit a primary person. I think I got testing here a lot. Type in test, Jane Doe. We're gonna go Jane Doe. I think I like to go into my testing 1, 2, 3 to my account. So I'm gonna hit create trip. While you're creating your trip, you can hit choose photo right here to make it look pretty as you go along. These are my pictures that I uploaded and have used, right? But they have their own stock photos that you don't have to worry about. So you can type in Mexico and everything Mexico will come up, all the different pictures from Mexico. So they have their own stock photos that you can also use for whatever destination you're going to. Or you can hit the upload button and you can just upload your own pictures. The only thing is you got to make sure that it's by 1200 by 300 as far as the size so it can fit good, okay? So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna pick, ooh, she looks a little different. So I'm gonna pick her, testing 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna create this trip. You can do more details right here. And if you don't have the details, this is new. Not sure yet, you can request these details from your client after you create their trip by sending them a client inquiry form. And you can click on it and the client inquiry form will come up. And people are like, well, what is the client inquiry form? Well, that's the same form that you use in IntelliTravel where you get the client information. The exact same thing. You can add to it, you can take away. I just clicked on it and it's taking me to the help desk because if you didn't know about what it is, it'll take you everywhere you go. So if you see highlighted text inside of Travel Joy saying you can do something, click on it. It's going to take you to the Travel Joy help forum where you can get all the assistance that you need. They are very good. I like talking to Alan. He's the founder, the CEO of this company. They have a small team, but they're expanding more and more. But he's still in the trenches doing what he do, and he loves what he do. He loves what he does. All right. So it'll take you there. But in the interim, we're going to do a start date of, let's just say the 24th January, and we're going to come back on the 31st. And we're going to Mexico, right? So let's go. Listen, when I say Los Cabos, I asked somebody, I said, hey, is that Los Cabos? Because the picture looked like Los Cabos. They said, no, it's Cabo. Is that the same or not the same?
It's pretty much the same.
Oh, I have to scratch my head, but then I kind of understand how it can be confusing, like, because some people call it Cabo, some people call it Los Cabos. So, but it's the same. It is the same. So I was like, okay, so we're gonna go to Cabo because a lot of people seem to be going to Cabo lately. All right, so it's just gonna be me, myself, and I. And if you already have a confirmation number, which you possibly could, you would go ahead and put it in there. But if you don't, you just go ahead and hit the little blue button and hit create. So we're going to create the trip and boom, you see the picture fits nicely where it belongs. You got, because you probably did your due diligence already when you were going through the Travel Joy startup and setup. You put your logo in there, you put your name, you put your company in there. So it's already going to be tagged on all your trips that you create. Now we just put the date, the testing, that's going to be what the name of the trip is, the name of the person, along with the dates and where the destination in the bottom right-hand corner of this picture, right? So here, this is what your trip page looks like. You're going to always come here. And if you have more people, guess what? The travelers that you have will be listed on the right-hand side because I have my traveler right here every time you go. But if you have more than one, you're going to start seeing drop-down box menus. But we're going to keep it basic. And so this is just me. Right here, you got messages. And already, y'all see, you have 4 emails scheduled to send. I'm going to show y'all what that looks like. View here. This is our task list, right? So I started playing with the automation, right? And every time I create a trip or every time somebody fills out a form, today is what, the 17th? The following day, I have it already automated to send out a welcome email to that individual. Now, after playing with it a couple of times, I found some hiccups because it's my group welcome email, right? And so it goes out to everybody, and I'm not a group. Remember, I'm just me, myself, and I. So I have to make some adjustments and corrections. And then you already see I have the automation for the scheduled posts, for the post survey to come out. And then I have the welcome home email automated schedule come out. Y'all see the dates. And then the bon voyage within that time frame, because it's automatically basing it off the time that the trip is going to be, right? Which is a short time frame, going next week and we're only staying a week, right? So that's why, that's why I have it. I should put this on the do not disturb. That's why I have it already saying that I have 4 emails going out and I just started, just in case someone was thinking that in their head. Then you have the next supplier's messages right here. This is any messages that you get from the supplier that you want to put in here. That's for you, your eyes only, your viewpoint. Then you have files. In your files, that's where you're going to create your itinerary. You'll see your invoices and different things going to be in this section. And then the task is which I just showed you. You'll have a list of things that you have. Now, automatically, when you're doing things, Travel Joy, go ahead and pre-populate this task list. Right here, it says create form to collect client's travel preferences. That's that client information form. Create direct invoice for travel planning fee. If you charge for a travel planning fee, it tells you to create the invoice. Create a proposal to the client. It goes step by step, giving you exactly what you need to do in order. So if you are a new business partner in the industry, in the company, then guess what? It's giving you your own personal checklist to kind of direct you and guide you to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's to include right here where it says big as bold, create form for client travel insurance waiver, which is very important when it comes to people and, you know, them saying yes or no to insurance, right? And then you have your own
question.
Go ahead.
Miss Valerie.
Miss Valerie.
Yeah, so if I created a trip as like maybe just 2 people, but they decided to do a group, can I go back and make that trip a group, or I got to start from scratch?
No, you can make that trip a group because as you add people to that group, Travel Joy is going to have a little pop-up to say, do you want to make it a group? And you're going to say yes, and it's going to automatically convert it over to a group.
Okay.
Good question. Here, this tab right here is the notes tab. So this is where you put information for yourself. Like for me, how I use it. So if I'm including excursions into my booking, I'm going on Viator, I'm going on Project Expedition, and I'm looking at the destination and I'm finding excursions. And the excursions that I like, I, copy the link and I put the link in here along with what it is so that I can have it for future reference to use it for future clients or, to insert that into my, my actual itinerary after sending them the proposal and they say, yes, I want excursions, right? So these are the basics. And then right here where y'all see this $00 sign, That is your trip funds. Now, everything is going to have this on there from this point on, because you can no longer, again, get direct funds directly to your bank account. So it's going to always have this if you have your bank account information set up in TravelJoy, right? So I'm going to hit on this trip funds tab, and it's going to say you have $0. There's no payments. There's nothing in there whatsoever, right? So here, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to see this button right here, the create button. We're going to create itinerary, form, invoice, proposal, smart proposal. Now, which one do I want to create? So this, my person filled out the client information form. So I kind of know they want to go to Los Cabos. Those are the dates they want to go on. So we just went ahead and bypass that. So now, I'm looking for their trip. So am I going to send them the itinerary, or am I going to send them a proposal first? So which one am I going to create?
A proposal.
A proposal. Right here. That sounds like Marquita. So right here, proposals, you have two options. So people are like, well, what's the difference? I'm going to tell you, when Smart Proposals came out, Marquita was really on point with Smart Proposals. She made some beautiful smart proposals. They make your proposal look all pretty and professional and cute and stuff. And it's not a lot of work, you know, it's just putting them in different sections and putting your pictures in different places, right? That's the extent of the template, or I should say the layout is different for it, for a smart proposal. When you're doing a proposal, it's kind of simple, right? You can copy and paste direct, or you can upload a PDF. There's a couple of ways you can do just a basic proposal, or you can even have a link that they can go to. Yeah, so you can do a lot with a proposal. So this is what I mean, itinerary type. So you can do a file upload. So say you already got the information and you put it on a Word document. That's where you at, right? So you upload it, you can file upload it, and then put it right there. You can then put a web link in, or you can do it the old-fashioned way and copy and paste it right on in here into this little mini Word doc that they have. And then you put your proposal, your numbers right here, total package, deposit amount, due date, and all of that, and make it do what it do. Now this one, there's no prettiness about it. So people are like, well, what's the biggest difference? Well, other than the fact that in the proposal side of the house, you can do a file upload. Now, if you made your file upload, you did it in Canva, for example, and you wanted to make it, you know, in that PDF format, you wanted to show all the goodness, or you had a PowerPoint presentation. Y'all know my battle, Dr. Bailey, she loves them PowerPoint presentations, right? So if you did a PowerPoint presentation, you can upload that here in as a file document right there. You can put the total package, the deposit amount, what's due, and the confirmation template that you want, the proposal confirmation, and you can put notes to the client so they can know a little bit about the trip. But you can absolutely upload that PowerPoint presentation that'll break down the proposal varnished out for them. So when you do that, you can hit that preview button, and this is what it'll say. It'll look just like this. You are in preview mode. This is what your proposal looks like to your client. So you see, it's not really pretty, right? It just got I mean, you know, it's basic. You got the little picture of the person there, and then right here it has download itinerary, that the client can hit that button and download the itinerary. And then that's when if you got something pretty, that's when they'll see the prettiness, right? So the difference between the smart proposal and the regular proposal name is the proposal allows you to upload in 3 different ways. Link, you can edit the document there, live version, or you can upload a PDF or a document or whatever you have desire to do, right? And then from there, you can hit the next button, and you can hit save and review, and then here the proposal I put together for you. Now this template, you're like, where did I get this from? Well, TravelJoy automatically has these templates already uploaded and ready to go for you once you get started. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel or create anything, because it's really basic and it's there for you. So it says, hey, your proposal. Put it together for you. Once you click the link, you can review the proposal, ask a question, approve the proposal. These are the things that your client can do, but you can see it, right? So I'm gonna hit send to send it to myself so we can see what this looks like. If you are in Travel Joy and you have not never really played with it, do what I'm doing right now. Go into it, make yourself a test as a test, put your email in, send the proposal and the information to yourself so you can see what that looks like. Once you send your email, guess what? Here's the receipt for it. So you know you send something if it's right here. If it's not right here, guess what? You didn't send it. You might have thought you sent it, but you didn't send it because Travel Joy keeps receipts of in and out of what you do. This is one place you can find it right here. And you can also find it in your sent box of the email that you have connected to your Travel Joy, right? So I'm going to go into my email and I'm going to see. Don't be talking about me when y'all see all these emails either. I'm just saying. I sent it to my online shopping. Here we go. So there it is. Can y'all see the screen still? This is in my email. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here is the email. He say, hey, testing, I put your proposal together. I can hit this button, this blue button from my email, hit view proposal, and voila, it's going to come up in Travel Joy. I'm the client right now. And you see this right at the very top right-hand corner? Oops. It says, ask a question or approve the proposal. So that means I didn't download the itinerary. I looked at it. Now I may have a question. So I can ask the question right here to the person. Is there a payment plan? And I'm gonna send it back. So it's coming back to me. You know, the client asked a question. They hadn't approved it. So they ask the question, is there a payment plan? So I'm going to go in here. Which one is this? Nope, not that one. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to check out and see. Sorry. Refresh and see if I got a message. Yep, and here it is. Is there a payment plan? Boom, there it is. So you will get all the information back and forth of communication with your clients, and it's all in one designated spot. Y'all saw my email, right? Y'all saw all those emails that come in there, and I don't know if y'all like me when you got different suppliers sending you stuff. If your client asks you a question, it could get lost in the traffic. But when you have Travel Joy, it stays in one particular spot for you, and you can see all the communication right then and there. Keep your receipts, right? So ask the question, I'm answering the question, right? And for purposes, we're gonna speed this up. And I'm gonna go and I'm going to hit now the approve as the person. So I'm gonna view the trip proposal again, and then I'm gonna hit the approval button. I approve it. It says, thank you. We will get started in booking your trip and provide you with an update within 48 hours. We are always looking for ways to improve our client experience, blah, 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 blah. That's what they'll get once they approved it. And then I go into, you know, that same booking trip and I look and I see, congratulations, the proposal has been approved. So that's how you go in, you create a proposal using the proposal regular way. And that's how you go through the segments of knowing what your client sees and how they can send it back, asking a question, and also how the approval process is. Some people have gotten here, some people have not. So we're keeping it back to the basics for Travel Joy, right? So the next one is Smart Proposal. When you create a Smart Proposal, and I told y'all the differences is the other one, you could upload the link, you could upload a document, X, Y, and Z. On the Smart Proposal, everything is there. It's in sections. The template, the format, the layout is different, right? But the cool thing is once you start building in Smart Proposal, you can save some things to your library. So if you always got a trip that's going to a certain destination and it's like it's not a group, it's just, you know, a fit trip or whatever, and you want to, or even if it's just a group and you just want to have it to the group leader or whatever. Like for example, Bob, we go every year, and you just want to send this to the group leader. You have a person who is that go-getter who can get butts and seats, and you're like, hey, I want you to be my trip coordinator for here, and this is your trip proposal for them. You can do that by keeping stuff in your library and creating it. So I have things in my library that I like to do, opted to keep in here. And so if I want to use things from my library, I can just add it like so. And there it is. So again, it makes it easier once you start building in here to do and the same thing repeatedly with the same format. And all you're doing really is changing the date. So if I like this payment right here, I'm going to add my payment. I like, ooh, people like to do the round trip luxury transfer. I like that too. Ooh, let me keep that in there, right? If I like this city guide that I created, oh, let me see, I'm gonna keep that in there, right? So I got all these couple of things that I got from my library. And then, just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and preview this and see what it looks like. So it automatically, right here is the section, y'all see my name. Right there will be a more section that you can talk with your client on and put information in about, oh, okay, you're going to, let's say, Destin, Florida. Oh, welcome. Destin, Florida has white sandy beaches, is known for X, Y, and Z. So you kind of tell them about the destination. You're giving them the trip highlights, and you're giving them what's included in their package and what's not included pretty much in their package. And as you're putting different sections into your trip, automatically is giving them a trip overview. So that what I just put in there, option 1, plantation mansion, got payment, round trip luxury car transfer, city guide. And this is what it looks like. So this is when I talk about pretty. Y'all see the pictures? Y'all see the difference? And you get to choose, you get to actually just upload pictures, and it'll have it in this format for you, where it will put these pictures in a pretty format for you. You put your little information in, and this looks gorgeous. I think it looks really good when your client is kind of looking at it. The pictures are nice and big, so they can take a look. Y'all, I love this house. It's really pretty. Nice and pretty, and they're like, ooh, right? And so that's one of the things that I love about this Smart Proposals, is that you do get to maximize on the pictures and draw in your person to make them like, whoa. And then here I like payment. So here you can type a snapshot like I did of a screenshot of the payment, because it's a picture, upload it, and then tell them what the rate is, give them what it is, the price breakdown from what they see here, and then let them know, hey, deposit 156 is due this date, this is due that date, right? And then transfer. So look, that's how it is. And this is when I say city guides. So it'll allow you to also upload not only a PDF, but also a video. So that's something that in the regular proposal, it's a little complicated. You can do it, and it's going to break it down into, like, you can do tabs like option A, B, C, or something like that. But you don't really have enough wiggle room to create it to be your own. So if I wanted to put a guide, it'll say option C, but it's or something like that, and it's not really giving them what I want. So here in the Smart Proposal, you can do both. You can have a video attachment to it, so they can click on it and they can look at the video, or they can look at the PDF and they can see what it's all about there as well. And so here, this PDF is a city guide that I used, created. And even on the Smart Proposals, this is stuff that I was talking about. If you have a PDF that you want to put in there so they can have additional information about their destination, right? So this is a Smart Proposal, and it makes it just looks a little different. And so when the person you're wanting to send it to, it's the same concept, but right here, there's a little bit difference in here. If I want to accept payments, like, because some people are ready to pull the trigger, like, I'm ready to make my deposit. If I want to put that on, I'm going to say yes. And it's going to say add the supplier cost to at least one of the items, so that I can have this to where my client can go ahead and put in the information and their credit card information and pay me. So if I want to go ahead and put in the price, you see the price right here, and I say the round trip transfer is a certain price. I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Uh-oh. Supplier cost, $250. And you can do your markup here as well. So if there's not a commission that you're not getting for this particular company that you're using, and you want to do a markup, and so you want to say, okay, well, my markup is going to be $20. And it says, do you want to add a markup? You say yes. And this is how it goes, your markup. Your markup is 10%. It does it by the percentage. If you do this, sometimes the Travel Joy say your markup is a little bit extensive or extravagant, like for something, but it does it by percentages so you can see what your markup cost would be for it, and it automatically total the price to the client for you, right? So when you go to share this, you can send it, save it as a PDF, or you can copy it as a link to your client. We're going to send it via email. It's going to look the exact same way as the other proposal where they're going to get the option. So there's no difference in that. The save as a PDF, you can look, it's going to create the PDF, and we're going to, once it populates, you can see what that looks like. And you can send the PDF directly to the client if that's what you want to do. It'll look like this: total price, the trip overview, have it broken down for them, like so, and voila. But what they can't do through this, they can't pay for it if you send it to them in a PDF, unless you're going to send it within Travel Joy and along with the invoice. But that just doesn't make any sense, because you can do it at one time, really just by doing what we just did. So going back, right here, it also says copy the link. So when you send it in an email, when you hit the send button, when you hit copy link, that will allow the engagement from the client to be able to make a payment by clicking the button. When you send it in a PDF, they will not be able to do that and press on any buttons. So that is the difference between a smart proposal, a proposal, and what they look like and how you create them. The time is now 7:18. Do we have any questions? No questions? All right, as I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up, that was just for the basic beginner. You probably like, well, Janae, you didn't go over invoice direct, invoice supplier, the form, the itinerary. No, I did not. That's information overload. Okay, we're gonna do crawl, walk, run. Okay, this is crawl stages. But now I'm going to jump to probably a walking stage for most people. So beginners, buckle up, buttercups, pay attention, but don't retain, all right? If that makes sense. We're gonna go over here for you that are used to creating your trips, itineraries. We're going over to the dashboard. I have trained on, forms and templates and stuff like that, and what that looks like. So on your left-hand side of the button, it's gonna be a real quick. You're gonna hit templates, right? And under your templates, you got emails and forms. As y'all saw, we created a proposal. You saw what that looked like. And then you saw what the emails, but the proposals are not forms, but you did get to see the emails. When you click on emails, Travel Joy already has different emails already in there for you, like the proposal, right? And you'll see and know that they're Travel Joy because they say default, right? Default. They say default. Then you'll see forms. Forms is what we were talking about, that client inquiry form, right? You'll know default ones that Travel Joy automatically uploaded into yours, you'll see default. Whenever you are using forms or emails or playing with them, make sure you copy it first. So just in case you mess it up, you can go back to the original and then sever it. You can't break it, but you can mess it up if you get rid of your default. But no worries, because then you can hit support up and say, hey, I need the original embedded client information form, and they'll be able to help you out, okay? So the client inquiry form that we were talking about right here looks just like this. Similar to our IntelliTravel, our host agency, and what they require us to get from our clients, right? This is very basic, it's very generic. You know, it asks the pertinent information, how many travelers, departure city. I actually saw on my embedded form, y'all, I didn't have how many travelers on there. I was like, what in the world? I messed up somehow, some way. I deleted how many travelers was on my thing. So I was like, I have to go and fix that. And then you got what kind of vibe it is, what the activity is, and anything you might absolutely need to know. Short, sweet, and simple. Can you add to this? Absolutely, you can. That's why you go into the build and you can add whatever you want to add to it. But we're going to go into emails because I wanted to show this before we close out training. A while back, I had said, I think November, Black Friday, before, so this must have been in October. So I was talking about getting ready for Black Friday, right? And how you can do it, how you can send out a packing list, or you can send out an email recommending, you know, travel luggage or things under $50, right? Most people like to get a packing list. So everybody loves Amazon. Everybody buys on Amazon. I always say to individuals, if you want to, you can become an affiliate for Amazon. Now, people are like, what does that mean? Well, when people click the recommendations that you have, one, you can get paid for it. There's a certain amount of commission that Amazon pays for certain products. So yes, you can do that. So here is a method you can use. Some of you may be hip to the game, some of you may be new to the game, right? So I created in emails a packing list. Now you're probably like, Janae, why did you create your packing list in your email versus in your form? So I'm gonna show you why. So this is what my packing list look like for Costa Rica. It's really basic and simple. It's just something you can use for any and every destination. You should have start creating your packing list. Now, why did I put it in the email version? Is because I want it to be automated as a part of my task list to be able to be sent to my clients at a certain time. And you can't automate forms, but you can definitely automate emails, right? And so here, you can go in here after you do your packing list and stuff, and you put everything in there, and it's good to go. You hit save, always hit that save button. But you see how you're just giving them the information, but they can't click on nothing. Like somebody may not know what is that? What is it? Where is that thing at? They may not know what kind of waterproof case or bag they may need for their electronic, right? They may not know. So you can help them a little bit more and easier by doing this. I have my packing list for Costa Rica. It's the exact same thing, but I put with links, right? Because now I went in, and I am an Amazon associate. So I went in and I looked up the cases that I have used that I found to be really good. And I put it in here. So now when they go in here, they see waterproof case bag for electronics, and then they can click on this picture and it will take them to the Amazon link, or what it looks like. Isn't that lovely? So they get to have it, and it's not hard to do. Y'all, all I did was took my Amazon link. Y'all share Amazon all the time, so I'm not going to show you how to do that because people do it all the time. But I clicked on the little link thing when I put my link in there, and there was my Amazon, put that in there, and I just changed the name so it won't say Amazon, but put the waterproof cases, and boom, it'll go directly to there. So now they see right here, oh man, she made it easy for me. I don't got this. Let me go and add this to my cart and buy it. Makes it you that super duper travel producer. Does anybody got any questions about it? Do you understand it? Does it make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to automate this, as far as automation go, when we first started, I said, hey, the task list, right? that task list I had started out, and I said, y'all see on my testing trip already, I have 4 emails already scheduled. 4 already. And right here, you see my packing list has that little yellow little thing right there. That means it's not automated. It's not ready to go yet, because I had to take my packing list off for the simple fact, I was like, man, they might not be going to Costa Rica. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't do that. So now you just go in here in your dashboard, and on the left-hand side, I should say, you hit where it says nothing. Task, where I have 81 tasks right there, 81 tasks. And it has my packing list. I got my key fob in there. Passport update information, all that other stuff. This is where all their tasks come in. But I want to show you how to actually automate your task, because if you hit add task right there, it's just going to be a regular task. It's not going to be automated for you. So you go over here in your settings, and underneath that settings button, you have automation. If you don't know, click on all the buttons until you get to the word automation, and then you will see it. And this says right here, explain the state. When this is on, payment reminders will be automatically created and sent to clients. You definitely want to make sure that's turned on so that they can get their invoices, and you can have them send you a copy or whatever. If you're out of the office, then it'll say out of the office, right? And you can send an out of office reply with whatever type of email. Remember, I said you can automate with email, but not necessarily forms, because they're always asking what email. So you would have to generate an out of office email, and then you select your out of office email to put right here. Same thing on different information when you send a message. And then right here at the bottom, automatically add tasks to new trips. You want to be able to do that when you're doing your own trips. So a lot of people be like, well, how do I automate, and what do I do, and how do I get my clients to get those payment reminders? You first got to go into your settings and make sure that you automate. Okay? So that is one way you can do it versus, you having to do manually send it. Now, the other, when it came to my Costa Rica, why am I having a brain fart as to where is my task at that I want to show you guys? I'm so sorry that I'm having a brain fart. Oh, my task list under templates. So outside of your payments and stuff like that, that you automatically go into your settings to do for you on your behalf, TravelJoy sends your inquiries to your people. Hey, your payment is due X, Y, and Z, right? So here, see, I have this little purple thing, and they said automate, right? So on my little purple thing, I have different automations on here. My packing list, I have for 60 days before my trip date start. So if someone is leaving like they was on the trip that I put in for next week, and I'm going on 1 week, they won't even get the packing list, right? But when you go in here, it looks like this. Packing list, create a packing list for clients to use. You put in when you want them to go, or when you want it to, want them to get the packing list. So 30 days before their start date, 60 days. I like to give folks time to shop, right? Before their trip start date, not when they came to you. So like if they're not leaving until October, then it's going to send it out 60 days before they leave. So they're looking like what it's August timeframe. And here it is right here. Send the email or send the form for the automation. Now on this one, if you choose to go in there and do the details, it's still going to you're still going to send the email with it. So I was like, I'm just going to do the email, keep it simple, because on the form, I couldn't do what I planned on doing, which is making sure when they click the link to my Amazon, they can see the actual item and they can purchase it right in there. You can't do that on the form. And then it says email to send. packing list to Costa Rica, which we created that email for, and it gives you the link. So it can be anyone that you want to have. And then you hit save, and it's gonna be automated too. So for those who are advanced, who are doing packing lists, and you wanna make sure it goes out to your people, but you have not having to remember it, you can all automatically do a pre-planned one for each and every trip. You can do a generic basic one to do a packing list, just a basic packing list, no matter what, luggage, X, Y, and Z, recommendations for luggage, recommendations for, what is those things called? Those the PAS, the ID thing that keeps people from, stealing your information. You can send it to them that way, just something that's generic for them to be able to use that that most travelers need on all of their trips. So you can do that and automatically send it out at a certain point while they're preparing for their trip. But again, it shows you being a super duper travel producer. It is not hard to click on the link and put in there. And do you have to be an Amazon associate? No. Everybody, y'all still know how to share from Amazon. Y'all know, girl, where you get that from? Oh, Amazon, let me share the link. Boop, boop, boop. We do it all with our books, right? Let me share the link. Here you go. You can still just copy that same link, even if you're not an affiliate or associate with Amazon. You can still use that same share button link, put it in the task, and it will do what it do. All right, 7:32. Any questions? Man, I'm about to pop my collar. That means I did a dang good job. All right. I haven't seen the chat, so let me see. Shalonda, you feel normalized seeing these emails? What does that mean? Shalonda, are you still there? Oh, I'm not alone. I got you. All right. Katrina, you said about saying invalid email. Did you get what needed to happen for you? If you're still here, Katrina? If you are, and you're talking on mute, you can come off mute. Okay, I'm gonna assume that she got it done. All right, no other questions. Everybody's good, understanding the basics of how you create a trip, the SMART proposal, the difference between a proposal, your emails, how to automate, thinking outside the box on how to automate it, using the example that I use, which is the packing list. But you can create an email for any and all things. Welcome, thank you for choosing me as your agency, that kind of thing, before you even send them an itinerary or anything like that. It's just building that communication with your client effectively and letting them be comfortable. They may not read the emails, I'm just saying, but at least you sent them and you got the receipts for it. Somebody got their hand up? And don't tell me who, but it says somebody's hand.
Yeah, it's me, Janae. So I got a question. So after you're done with your group or whoever, and like, how do you clear out all those tasks that like probably didn't get done, or so with the group that I had that went to Cabo, it still shows that I got like about 50 or 70 something tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you clear that out without it actually going to the people that were in the group? Because I don't want them to be like, hey, the trip's over with. Like, why are you emailing me?
You archive it. You
Okay.
archive the trip. Mm-hmm. You archive the trip and it stops everything. My before answer was to go in there and delete everything before I knew better.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't the smart thing. Just archive the entire trip and all of your task lists and things attached to that trip and stop.
Okay.
And that's good question. Otherwise, you guys will have to hit the button at the very top and then select the check mark, and it'll just say, it'll just make it done, you know? But then for the next task, if it's a monthly task, it'll come back again. So if you're no longer doing that trip, so I'm gonna show you real quick. So like, for example, I think I have 81 tasks that are still up. Just like my emails, right? So I have 81 right here, tasks that are still open and ready to go from way back when, due, sent, da da da. But I have not cleared them, nor have I archived this particular trip right here. So I would go in. You see how it says, you know, just boom, takes it away like so. But you got to do that on every last one of them, right? So it's like, no, I don't want to do that. And if the trip is still going on and you got another task in there, it's still going to do it, but you've got to go in and manually clear it out. Unless you archive the trip. That's why I say you don't want to do. Yeah, you don't want to do it this way.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Yeah, you want to archive the trip so you don't have to do it this way. So don't do it this way. Go ahead and archive your trip. If the trip is done, it's over with, go ahead and archive that trip and be done with it. That was a good question. Okay. All right. We all good? Everybody feels like a little bit comfortable with Travel Joy. Is there anybody on here that is not currently using Travel Joy that's brand new?
I actually just started using Travel Joy. I mean, I've been following you before when you were doing like creating proposals, but I've actually really started trying to play around with it. And that's exactly what I'm
doing. Good. For those who have been using Travel Joy other than myself, do you find value in using Travel Joy?
Yeah, I found value in using Travel Joy. It helps to kind of like keep everything in-house. Like you don't have to use multiple systems to track one trip or groups. You can keep everything right there. So it makes it easy. It makes it easier.
That was good. I had never thought about that. But yeah, that's true, because I know that some people would do an Excel spreadsheet to see who paid, who didn't pay, and all that and that kind of stuff. Well, you know, as we continue on and you do Travel Joy, because we do trainings every Wednesday, but Travel Joy is normally like the second Wednesday of every month, and we're either doing groups, and if we're in between trips like we are right now, then we're doing like Q&A or sticking to the basics, and people that are new going back through. And if you are on my team, then you have access directly to me where you can book one-on-one and do your, we can do your Travel Joy training through that as well. Sorry if you're not on my team, I do not do one-on-ones, but I will help you as much as I possibly can.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
No problem. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for showing up for your success. I hope this helped and bless somebody. We have another week of January, which we'll do another Travel Joy Basic, where we'll do a little bit more about the direct supplier versus, you know, the non-direct supplier, automatic payments versus, you know, you're still making payments, which one's more cost effective and beneficial. And also, let me go ahead and say this. Dr. C, you was gonna let me forget. All right. For those of you who are using Travel Joy, and I'm only saying this to this group, period. Understand this, because if you say that I said something different, I'm streaming this. I can go back to my YouTube and I can see it and I can say, nope, this is what I said. If you are using Travel Joy credit card authorization form, and you have direct funds, which everybody now does have direct funds, meaning even when you pay the supplier, you're going to be paying the supplier through your direct funds, right? So you have your funds, your direct funds on, and you're going to use a virtual card provided by Travel Joy. You're going to use that virtual card provided by Travel Joy. When you use that virtual card provided by Travel Joy, that credit card authorization that they, said, hey, this is the payment you can take out of my account, you got the funds for it. Now you're using Travel Joy's virtual card to pay Vacation Express, Delta Vacations. Now I'm going somewhere, like Cedric White would say, Director White would say, I'm going somewhere. Vacation Express requires you to do a credit card authorization form. They, in conjunction with IntelliTravel's authorization form, right? Why is that? It's because you are taking someone's credit card and you're paying Vacation Express directly with that credit card. You're taking MasterCard 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you're talking to their representative and you're making that payment, right? So Vacation Express says, hey, I want you to have your own authorization with us for just in case we get any chargebacks. Yes, you might have IntelliTravel, but we don't care about that. We care about ours because we're going to handle the chargeback, right? But listen, if you used a virtual card, you did not use the client's card to pay Vacation Express, you use Travel Joy. If there is a chargeback, that is fine. Vacation Express doesn't have to have a credit card authorization because Travel Joy provided the virtual card and they're going to handle the chargeback. So they know that you used the credit card authorization. They see the terms and conditions in there that they are, if you haven't had your own terms and conditions, that they pre-populated in there. So they know that the person, said they authorized the payment. So that's not even an issue. Then they know that you use the virtual card, their own. So it's all in their system. So when they're looking at chargebacks, they already got half the information that Vacation Express does not have. So I always tell people the value of using Travel Joy is so much more than just itineraries and flights. It's covering your butt. So when it was big that they took out the direct payments to your bank account, that's covering a lot of people's butts. So now when a person says, hey, I didn't authorize, and you're trying to do a chargeback, oh no, Travel Joy is gonna go and say, oh, but on this day, and they're gonna talk to the bank and they're gonna already provide the documentation. You don't have to do anything. That part is done for you. Now you might have a person, like I had a person that says, I didn't get what I paid for. Now that's different from I didn't authorize. Travel Joy all over that. But if they say they didn't get what they paid for, then Travel Joy is going to act like any other person, provide the invoice of what you use the virtual card for when you paid the supplier. They're just going to say, hey, send that invoice that you paid the supplier and upload it and send it to us. That's the part that they're looking to see that you use that virtual card for what it was supposed to be for if your client is saying, I didn't get what I paid for. So because they already see the itinerary in your system. Travel Joy can see the itinerary. They see what the client was supposed to get, the actual, approved proposal. They see all of that. But all they need to determine now is that you actually pay the suppliers to get your client back. And once you do that, boop, again, it's a done deal. So you do not need to use or provide a credit card authorization to Vacation Express. I think Delta Vacations is another one. Unless you are not using Travel Joy, then you have to, because that means you're doing it the old-fashioned way. And so you're taking people's cards and writing it down. So yeah, you have to. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope so.
Yes, it does. It makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me because I had to go through it. So it makes sense. But I wanted to ask you to, at the same time, to caveat off of that, the importance of having that verbiage in your terms and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
That protects you as well.
Very, very important. It can be a one-liner that says,
all credit card authorizations are final. Any chargebacks associated and fees will be paid by you as person. You acknowledged it, you know, and you said that it was in it. I got one sentence, and I think a lot of you guys know that I took mine from Culture Holidays, their terms and conditions, and I made it my own because I loved it. But I do have that one liner in there for chargebacks. And when I tell you that Travel Joy does the due diligence, it does take about 7 to 10 business days to turn around time to get everything done, back and forth with the bank and stuff like that. But again, all you're doing is making sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and using the system that they can actually see and have access to verify. The other thing that I'll also say is if it does happen to you, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Make sure you have an emergency fund in your business account, because if you're doing business out of your business account, meaning you got different payments coming out or whatever the case may be out of your business account, you don't ever want to put yourself in a situation where somebody has a chargeback and then that's impacting other payments in your, you know, that you got going on outside of your business account, right? So just like in all things, have that little emergency fund. And I would recommend $1,500 to $2,000. It's about an average per person price, especially like for the Caribbean or something like that, to hang on to. If you got, like, for example, when I talk about business expenses, like your monthly expense, your overhead, you got that coming out your business bank account. At least I hope you do, as an expense, right? You don't ever want to, again, have your account be affected by a chargeback to where that kind of stuff is having a negative or something impact on your bank account. But I also have inside that terms and conditions, when I say they're going to be responsible for all fees or anything that's associated with that chargeback, that includes anything that happens on my bank account that something happened that I got charged of what you call those things? Non-sufficient fund or NSF or something like that. If they charge you $10 or $30 or whatever, I'm charging that client if it's associated with their chargeback. All right. Okay. So that is it. Okay. And we are done. That was a bonus. That was bonus. So because next week we'll do more Travel Joy basics and get any more questions answered. So if you have some questions that you want to know about more of Travel Joy, then come back next Wednesday. We're going to be doing the same thing, keeping it basic. And then we're going to move forward with like supplier direct versus indirect and what that looks like. All right. Good night, everybody. You guys, somebody said, I'm sorry, because I can't see the chat sometimes. All right, that's cool. Everybody's good. All right, be blessed. If you are in Atlanta, I'm about to drop a flyer inside of the messenger group for WWT, all those groups right there. Look, Marquita, that's what I'm about to drop it at. Look for it. If you're in the Atlanta area, surrounding areas on Sunday, and you're not going to Birmingham, Alabama for that event that's happening, then we'd love to have you to come to our travel party vision board that we're doing on that Sunday. All right. You guys take care. Be